Anyway, I was almost late today.
Late for what?
Late for this.
Oh, you were late.
A little bit, you know. But we are the 2 a.m. podcast, so is it really late? It's not even 2 a.m.
Indeed. I have some exciting news.
Exciting?
Yes.
Excite me then.
From NASA. Now, a lot of people think that NASA is a satanic cult. It's part of the New World Order.
Yeah, so satanic NASA. So SNASA.
Probably. But I don't care about those people. Conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Left up for debate.
Really?
Anyways, the James Webb Space Telescope has just returned some unbelievable pictures.
Some really good, flavorful imagery
of
I presume.
Of the universe from 1 million miles. So this telescope is 1 million miles from Earth.
We need a break for that, just real quick to measure. Okay, 1 million. Okay, and how far was this looking out? Because if the telescope's 1 million miles away from us, and it probably was looking even more millions of miles that way, right?
Okay. Let's set the stage here.
Yeah,
first of all.
can we? Okay, what article is this from? Is this from NASA?
So, NASA's newest marvel of engineering, the James Webb Space Telescope, launched in December of 2021.
Yeah.
It's in orbit around the sun, as I said, about 1 million miles from the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the successor to the famed Hubble Space Telescope, which everybody knows.
Mm-hmm.
They spent more than a decade designing and building it. And then, of course, yesterday we caught our first glimpse. But anyways, if I go down, then this first picture here, we'll include all the pictures in the video. But it says a view of the edge of a nearby young star-forming region called NGC 3324 in the Carina Nebula. Sounds like an episode of
Well,
Star
I mean,
Wars.
if you follow along, you would hear these names all the time. They name them, like, you know.
Yeah. Captured in infrared light, this image reveals previously obscured areas of star birth called cosmic cliffs. And these things are roughly 7,600 light years away.
Oh,
Now, how...
look, I just want to focus on my life because it's like 67 years, not light years, dude. Just something.
How
like that,
far
right? Is that the average human?
is a light year? If that question makes sense. 1 light year is about 6 trillion miles.
Yeah, I didn't know the exact number, but it's basically like we're getting into the impossible. So for me, I just stopped thinking about it. I'm like, dude, what the?
I need to know what 6 trillion times 7,600 is. Hey Siri, what is 6 trillion times 7,600?
6 times 10 to the 12th power times 7,600 is 4.56 times 10 to the 16th power.
All right, yeah. I don't know. It's a big ass number, as you can see.
Dude,
it almost takes the entire screen up.
My heart's racing. Like, every time I see it, I start sweating. Like it's hard to fathom, you know, how large this universe is, dude, and the other universes. My God.
But let's just take a look at these pictures, man, because they are
honestly,
superb.
Carousel them right here.
I think this one's my favorite.
Why? Because it's black? I mean, like, aesthetic.
That's a 12.5 hour exposure.
That's okay. These are really nice.
Oh, the best probably we've ever seen.
Yeah, you'll ever see, actually, maybe.
This is 5 galaxies in one entire picture.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude, have you seen one of those videos that like dive into, oh, this is Earth, and it dives out and it's like, this is the Milky Way.
It's just hard
and
to
these are the planets, and then this, that, and then it's all distance times trillions and trillions and millions of.
This is Nibiru.
And you're like, dude, who cares, right? Let's find out Mars. That's much closer.
I think what is the biggest? I think one of the biggest stars is like Betelgeuse.
I have no idea.
I think there's actually a star named Betelgeuse, but it's massive.
I have no idea. But Yeah, that stuff really hurts your brain. And you start thinking of the existence of everything and God and this and that and how are we here? We are nothing compared to, like we're just damn,
Yeah.
dude. And then we still complain about our oats and milk and grains and food. And do you see how,
Soy
dude,
lattes
those
for
problems,
other-
those, okay, that's why we should focus on those problems because that's the most you'll control. You cannot, other than that, it's just educational purposes. Like you're not going to do anything with that information besides knowing it, right?
Well, of course. I mean, it helps to show that you are both nothing and everything.
Yeah. Because I think the main point of learning about astrophysics and astrology and space in general is it kind of rewires your brain to think about things differently too, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
maybe you're benefiting as a human from it with other avenues, but at the end of the day, it's just information. Because what are you going to reach for it? Reach for the stars.
Maybe one day with Elon Musk's Starship, but the base of that shit blew up.
Yeah, but
like
even
2 days ago.
Bro, even then, dude, like we're still discovering different pressure amounts and different heat levels and different this and that. Communication errors. There's going to be signal loss because radio waves don't operate the same. And then we need other waves. And bro, like, it's just
Like just
I'm sweating.
just the number 1 trillion. It doesn't bring anything up in your mind. 1 billion does 1 million, 1,000. Like you can't even I don't think you can even comprehend 1,000.
Yes, you can. Because 1,000 is like me going to London. It's 1,000 miles.
Okay,
Sure.
yeah, I'm wrong there.
But like even billions, like we're used to hearing, 27.8 billion. Sure, like that's something we've comprehended in like money and monetary value, right? Whatever. We hear that all the time. It's a lot of money. It's a huge number.
You couldn't spend that amount
But
of money in your life.
If that's a huge number, right? That's like holy crap. I will never make that, right? $27.8 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Never make that. But then take it into distance and you're like 27.8 billion miles. Okay, now you start thinking of the first million. Like just the first million miles, right? What the fuck?
Every journey starts with a single step.
How many trips to London it would take to just reach 1 million miles?
I'm very curious, actually.
I don't know. Divide 1 million by 1,500.
I'm not going to do math on this podcast.
So
fucking.
you feel me?
Yeah,
It's hundreds and hundreds of trips. And that's just to reach the first million. And you're trying to make it to 27.8 billion. Now we're talking about trillions. So we're trying to get to the first
which is
billion.
like it's 1,000 times magnitude hot. Or that's the wrong way to say it.
Times.
It's a magnitude of order higher than a billion, meaning it's exponential.
It means infinite at this point. At this
It might
point,
as well be
to
fucking
me,
infinite.
Yeah,
if you had money.
Look, anyone that's going to be a professor or whatever is going to come up to me and be like, no, it's actually inaccurate. We can calculate this. And I'm like,
All right, nerd.
okay, cool. But is that number going to take you anywhere? No, it's
No.
not.
Of course not. Yeah.
But you see what I mean? Like, truly dissect it. You're like, dude, we still have the first million to go. And we got millions more to reach the billion. Okay. And then we got billions more.
Well,
to
here's
re-
the thing. I don't think
It's just,
it probably not. It's not even within your lifetime that you'll reach the billions.
bro, obviously. Yeah. That's
Obviously.
so, like, think about it, dude. You're doing all this work, right? All this work, and you're like jotting it down on paper and whatever. But then humans are getting dumber and dumber and dumber. So we might not see people like Elon anymore, right? After this. Because I worry about that from every avenue, right? Like A-list celebrities. Like, who's going to be the next Brad Pitt, bro? I don't trust any of these new actors. Anyway, but besides the point, like, that's just how the world's working right now. It feels like everything's like, we need leaders. We need people to take over and keep the same kind of like standard.
I think there will always be smart people like that in the world.
There will be, but we're talking about more than smart. We're talking about the will, right? The will to do things.
Yeah, I mean they're
Things like that.
relatively rare.
Okay, and we're young, bro. Elon's older than us.
Mhm.
Okay, so he's been through, like, in our stages, he's probably been through different things, right?
Yeah.
So if we say humans are getting worse, the will to do things is getting worse. The labor part is getting worse. Discipline is getting worse. what good is taking so much note and study of this gonna be if we live in an idiocracy type of time? You feel me? Like, what are those people gonna do with that information? You get me?
Yeah,
I don't know.
But then think about
I would like to imagine it like that. I'm not saying that's true.
Yeah, but dude, think about how much shit we use on a day-to-day basis that really does not matter.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is
Everything.
a lot of stuff if you actually like dive into it.
Of course, like chips, bag clips. Come on, dude. You didn't.
Yeah.
Right. It's useless. Not useless, but it's unnecessary.
Chips and bag clips. Bag clips and chips.
Yeah. First of all, don't eat chips.
Unless they're healthy chips.
See, if you don't eat chips, you never would have wasted money on bag clips.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's profound.
Mm-hmm. But you get the point. The point is, it's really insane information. Now, is it valuable? Yes, it is, because someone spent hundreds and thousands of hours researching this stuff and creating items to, prove his point and, grab evidence and whatever. But like, if Elon knows how to do things with that, will we rely on other people to do things with that as well and take it further?
Yeah.
We don't know. That's the only way, because Elon's going to die.
Well, that's how humanity works.
Exactly.
So pass on the torch.
We need to, that's the whole point of, I think, talking and community and this and that is to hype each other up, to help ourselves or help each other feel like we belong in wherever we belong. You know what I mean? So, for example, you should never be the type of person where it's like, I know it all. No, dude, because you don't know it all. No one's perfect. So when it comes time to admit that you're wrong, or like, hey, I appreciate the information. I did not know this. Thanks for correcting me. There's nothing wrong with that. And if anything, it builds respect and it builds more of confidence for the other person and yourself. Right?
Of course.
Anyway.
It's just that a lot of people have a hard time admitting that they don't know everything.
To sum that up, Elon is going to die and many people are going to die. We're going to die. Everybody's going to die. So like, if you're working on something that costed you your entire life, right? And then we pass it down and then it gets passed down to nothing. Like, does that matter?
But I don't think it'll be passed down to nothing.
It won't be passed down to nothing. It'll probably be passed down to someone that's still old.
I think it'll matter in the moment when the individual, in this case Elon Musk, is alive. But if you extrapolate long enough into the future, it's like, okay, 1,000 years from now, is anybody gonna remember your fucking name? No.
Maybe.
Highly unlikely.
Nikolai Tesla. But
that's not even 1,000 years. That's like a couple hundred years.
Yeah.
So like if you go long enough into the future, a lot of the shit just doesn't matter, which I think a lot of people like. That's where people develop a nihilistic attitude and it's like, oh, nothing matters. But in reality, I think that's just loser mentality, because why not make the best of the time you're here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I agree. Everything comes down to your name. So, you know how everyone says, or, mentors try to tell you, like, you're here for a purpose. Find that purpose, You're here to contribute on this earth. That's what you're here for. How would you interpret that?
Repeat that again, please. I was too busy with my delicious chocolate milk.
You're chilling. So mentors, right, and people with experience usually tell you that you are here with a purpose. Find your purpose and, get to it. You're here to contribute on this earth. Like, to you, how would you take that? Would you be like, yes, no?
I would agree.
You would agree, right?
Because I think life is a process, and it's not necessarily about finding your purpose. I think that's a misnomer, and that's not actually true within reality.
Yeah.
I think you create your purpose based off of thousands of iterations.
Yeah. Okay, so there are places, no matter who you are, you could be the most special guy. You could be the top OG, Andrew Tate. You could be fucking Tom Cruise, always in disguise and try to hide from people because he's too famous. You could be anything. But at the end of the day, you still got to go to the DMV. You still got to go to the cemetery. You still got to go to a wedding. You still got, you know what I mean? There are some things that we all collectively share as human beings. It doesn't matter who you are, what you've done, what you're in, what you've created, who you are, how many people know you. there are things that we all relate on. All right. We all die and we're all born, 1st of all. Second of all, we're all on this earth. Don't forget that. Okay. This is the biggest fucking dealership you'll ever face.
Yeah.
All right. We're all in it. It's a showroom. And we're different kinds of models. That's what we are. We're humans, but we have different kind of models, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you start seeing Earth like that, and you're like, damn, dude, like I can actually, wait a second, if I'm getting my driver's license, Tom Cruise has to have gotten his driver's license, right? Same with Angelina Jolie. She had to have gotten her driver's
We all
license.
start on a level playing field.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we all have similarities.
Mm-hmm.
There are some things that you just can't change. So I think with that perspective, you'll always kind of, it's kind of like an ego check. You'll bring yourself back down to be like, oh yeah, I'm here to contribute. I completely forgot. I get lost sometimes, but I am here to contribute. So I'm going to be more aware of my niceness to people, smile, start a conversation. You know, don't wait for people to say, hi, how's your day going? Why don't you be that person? You know? It changes little things and you start actually contributing on this earth. So every interaction you have with someone, whether it's at a gas station or at a restaurant or in the middle of the street, in a car, whatever, that's its own unique experience. And it might have changed someone's decision in the upcoming days or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know how much you're actually contributing because it's just like if you want to budget stuff, what do you start doing? You start chasing down the little mini items, right? So stop eating out so much. Those little $2 and $3 are actually destroying your bank account.
Because what are
more
the big
than the
things?
large numbers?
The big things are just the little things added up.
Oh, okay. Rent. Here you
Fuck.
go. That's very clear, right? But then once you start adding 2, 3, 5, 8, 10, 3, 4, 2, you're like, what the $7,200?
Yeah. It adds up quickly.
Yeah. So don't like ever neglect the little details. Like everything you do, I swear to God, even the thoughts have a purpose and they work on this earth for contributing to this hellhole of a cycle we're all in. And I think with the help of each other, it won't be hell. It really won't be hell.
No, it just depends on the person.
Mhm.
That's why I'm actually a firm believer that heaven and hell are not things you find in the afterlife. I think it's right here.
It's
you
both.
make your experience. Well, it can be both.
What do you mean it can be? Bro, I've studied religion to a point where it's like, okay, look, heaven, hell on earth is a thing, okay?
Yeah.
We tell you that. The whole point of religion, okay, and if you believe in one single God, what's going to happen is he tells you, on this earth, you will be tested, right? And if you do good things will happen, right? If you do bad things will happen. It's very simple. So there's really no like miscommunication there, okay? And in the afterlife, there's hell.
If there is one.
And there's heaven. That's what it tells you,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Study any religion. It pretty much tells you the same thing. There's heaven and hell after earth.
Yeah.
Okay. But on earth, you're going to be tested with things like war. There's going to be family issues where there's going to be slaughters. There's going to be all kinds of bloodshed. There's going to be all kinds of greatness too. Humanity has technology. You guys are going to get so far in technology and stuff like that. So Islamically speaking, that's all in there in the book. You feel me? So it tells you what to expect, right? And it tells you that the more God loves you and if he is attentive to you in his eyes, like for example, your intuition's great and your intentions are fantastic, right? He can read into your heart. So it'd be like this. He will test the great ones to see, you know, like what they will decide on. And those decisions will ultimately usually lead them to good, right?
Yeah.
But he will never test you beyond your limits. So since he is your creator, right? He's telling you that he's never going to push past your limits. He will only test you to your limits. So when you feel like you're losing it on this earth and it's all hell, if you remember that this could just be a test, you know, like maybe I should like take a step back and think about my actions because my reactions and actions really matter right now. This will change you. You will do more good.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm speaking merely out of like experience. Okay. I'm not like this religious person by any means, but I'm so deeply into philosophy and philosophy intertwined with religion because philosophy can also screw you over. Like it could be too deep to a point where you'll become like lost in translation, and you're
armchair philosopher.
So you always need to have I think like a backup or like a solidified belief system behind you, so you could be like, okay, why am I here, bro? If you don't know why you're here, right? It's gonna be so hard to live. Okay, but if you have a purpose, you can make your family your fucking purpose, dude. That could be your religion. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you have that, like if you have a systematic family that you have organized and grew on your own, and you're like, I want this to be the backbone of my support, it will be. And that's essentially what religion is. Okay. We're not like reaching out. I'm not reaching out to like God, just, no, bro. There's because we obviously we haven't seen anything. And I talk about this with my dad all the time, because my dad comes from an Islamic point of view very much more than I do, right? He always says, like, when he always says, even in the book, it tells you, I forgot what the thing is in Arabic, because it's quoted, but he would say that you take things to a point where it's not literal, right? It's not too literal, but you can trust in God. So that means if you trust in God, you take everything to, like, if you want a high 98%. Okay. Why? Do you know who God is? Have you seen him? No. Have you done this? No. So there are some no's in there, right? But he's like, okay, now think about the book, the religion, this, and that. What's going on with that? I'm like what? He's like, why do you think people are fighting these days? Like, way too much. It's a lot of it has to do with religion, because religion is clashing with the culture and the tradition, and it's all becoming a part of the religion. And now, what is the true base religion? He's like, we don't even know anymore, because there's so much damn information and so much circulation around,
and so much.
So he's like, why
individual interpretation?
Exactly. So go to the roots. He's like, you got the book, read it. It's your guideline, right? Is it not? I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, like, I also have my life. You know what I mean? Like, I look to other books, like Expert Secrets, this and that, The Laws of Human Nature, 48 Laws of Power. Great stuff, right? Guess what? I don't even know if you'll believe this, but literally all of that stuff is within Islam. Now, if you go outside the Quran, mostly, okay? So if you start looking into the characteristics, why God chose certain people to, send a message or whatever, right? If he is the creator, he created them for that purpose, right?
Sure. I think,
for example,
I think you find it in most religions, though.
You will find it in most religions. So, and here's what's funny: in most religions, we have the same characters, bro.
Yeah, it's the same characters, same
now,
archetypes.
Let's just say religion is a fantasy, okay? So we just talked about it, and that was not reality. That was fantasy. Now we're in reality, and like we're going to work, and we're recording this podcast, and whatever. Everything's chill, cool. Isn't it funny that you take a step back and you're like, holy crap, dude, all religions feel like it followed a certain timeline before on this very earth. In reality, there were these characters and things happened, and there were deals and wars and whatnot. And then between Great Britain and, the Damascus times in Syria, when all of Arabia was basically Damascus and Iraq. And then, dude, you're like, what the we actually have been living here this whole time. They were living here too. The only thing that happened was technology advanced. We had more people being born and more
entirely different value systems.
Dog, sure. Like I'm telling you that there is some mimicking happening in the timeline. We don't know what's true anymore. And now I understand my dad's point of view, where he's like, you can trust this, but only trust it 90%. So it's a high percentage, and it's a great guideline for your life, because he's like, when did you feel most secure, blessed, or even like happy and positive? He's like, was it when you were straying away from the religion, or when you were kind of like reading into it? And I was like, damn, that
only gives you two options.
I can't lie to you.
Yeah.
But when I did induce it into my life, I had a better life. Now, is it because of the religion? We don't know.
Is it because it gave you structure?
There we go. That's what I'm saying. That's why my dad always says, don't trust it fully. Trust it 90%. Go with it. If you like the narrative, Go with it.
Mhm.
Right? It's like politics almost. That's kind of what it's been. And it's like, I'm not saying this, like, I know a lot of Muslims are going to be listening to this. They're going to be like, damn, dude, how, like, you know, some of this stuff is blasphemous. But no, I'm not
Bro,
that.
anybody
I'm
who
not
throws the word
sensitive.
blasphemous
I
out,
am
like,
not sensitive when it comes to that stuff, dude. You know why? Because I am a human being at the end of the day. And I have done my part in studying this stuff. And I am proudly a Muslim man, okay?
Yeah.
By your definition, Muslim, I don't care if it is by your definition. By my definition, I am. And I hold that proudly. Why? Because it has structured me in a different way, okay? And it's organized my life. It's organized my time.
Yeah.
I feel the blessing of time. It's crazy the way I operate. People like me, they say, you're always positive. You're spreading great stuff. Well, I'm going through shit. But like, you know what I mean?
If anybody
It's
says
just
this
a
is
better life, dude. That's just how I can explain
Yeah.
it. And I don't go to church on Sundays. And like, I skip days sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not perfect. But at the end of the
anybody
day,
who tells you they're perfect is full of shit.
I have structure.
Full of shit.
And that's what I want to say. That's why I have something to say. Like, if someone comes to me and they're like, you know, like, I'm atheist, I'm this and that, I belong to the earth, you're limited. You are limited, dude. You're limiting yourself to the soil. That's it. I feel like there's a greater
I actually
purpose.
do agree with that. I think it takes a special kind of like logical retardation to believe in atheism in general.
You feel me?
Like, how can you look at the world outside and yourself?
Yeah.
Look at your
Bro,
skin.
Look at the Webb telescope pictures and then tell me you're an atheist. Like, that makes no sense to me.
Like the
Think
complexity.
of millions and billions and trillions of miles we just talked about.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay. Is that limiting? That's unlimited.
No, it's unlimited.
Okay. Then shut the hell up. Why are you limiting yourself to soil that is getting worse in quality every year?
It's because atheists are very scientific, so they want proof of God, which is just
Well, I don't know. Call it what you will, but yeah, the whole point is a lot of us are missing structure, and I think religion heavily provides that. It's already in the books, bro. It's been there for decades and years.
Said's going to be coming out with his manual of religion soon.
Yeah, my album EP drop.
My album EP drop
Philosophical
on why you need religion.
Yeah, philosophical armchair is coming out this Friday.
Philosophical armchair. Is there anything else I want to fucking talk about?
I don't know, dude. But I mean, it is kind of a good spot to end it. But
Want to end it already?
I mean, we're gonna record a second one today.
Oh yeah, we are. All right, cool. We can end it.
We can end it, brother.
Stay tuned for the second one.
Yes, sir. You guys know where to find us. If you did enjoy this, please leave us a 5-star review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That helps us a lot. And follow us on Instagram at the 2 a.m. Podcast. We're also on YouTube at the 2 a.m. Podcast. Go ahead and check us out, like our stuff, and we will see you next time, brothers and sisters.